I'm sorry, I got a severe bad throat, so I may crack up at some time. Let me thank the organizers for calling me in, and like I said in the beginning, when I got the invite to speak, I was really wondering, why are they calling me to speak in this forum? And let me thank Mr. Sabharwal, because I think from what I understood from what he was just telling, he perhaps knows a lot of things much more than all of us sitting here together. Just to start on a very jovial note, how many of you have watched the movie Omen? Omen. Part 2, Part 3. Part 2. Who remembers the question answer session between the Damien and the professor? Okay. Please don't take me in the negative sense, but it's a very, when actually Mr. Sabharwal was talking, I was recollecting that scene. Damien is supposed to be an antichrist. That's a story about the Philip. So in the part 1, he kills he is supposed to be killed by his dad because he's a devil. So his father tries to kill him, and he actually gets shot. The father dies in part 1. In part 2, he is trying to take the control of the entire business empire. The business empire is called Thorn. The business house is called Thorn. So Damien and his cousin is sent to a school, which is an army school, for training, because it's mandatory there. So in that particular edition, there is a sequence in which the history professor is giving a lecture, and this guy is making a picture of the professor. So he catches him, and the professor says, "Now I will ask you questions, you have to answer." That sequence goes on for almost 15 minutes, starting from the history and BC, AD, and he says, when did this guy born, when did this guy die, when does war happen? And he was exactly accurate to the data, the date. And at one point, the professor gives up. So the reason why I'm telling this story, and at the end of the day, somebody calls him and he says, "How do you know this?" He says, "I just know it." He's I think in 8th standard at that point of time. Now the reason why I'm telling this story, when I was hearing Mr. Sabharwal throwing the dates and months, I was actually amazed. Because it's very difficult. If somebody asks me, "What have you done in 2001?" I don't know. So perhaps his brain is much more active than all of us sitting here together. Anyway, coming back to the point, like I said, generally a presentation will have an agenda which is meant for the audience, but this is my agenda. Okay. So like I said in the beginning, I am not a legal expert, so don't ask me anything which is a clause of IP law. I have no clue. So, and I will put a disclaimer. Whatever I am going to discuss here is my experience and my personal view. It has got nothing to do with the conference theme or the organizers or even to my own company. My belief, when you look at IP, why an IP law has been brought up or across the world? It is basically to protect what you discover and what you innovate, to ensure that you get money out of it. Now, if that is the core purpose of the IP Act, then what we need to do is to look at the core issue. Because the legal side comes at the perimeter level. I was having a meeting with one of the MD of one of perhaps the biggest biotech company in India. And I was asking this person that, "How do you take care of all your innovations?" The response was, "I patent it. Intermediate patents I create." I said, "What happens before you file the patent and the IP is lost?" I said, "I have no idea what to do." I said, "That's the point, because when we work with a lot of pharma companies, there is a lot of things like NDDS, para for filing, this filing, that filing, process patent, product patent. And every time the MD or the CEO is worried that somebody will make one change in the process and he will reinvent the patent and I am out of the market. In pharma, I think they get around 6 months lead time to market the product. But there is always, we could see that inner fear in the governing body of the company saying that I am spending so much money there is no guarantee that anything will come out of it. And if something comes out of it, there is quite possibility that I will lose it. So we actually work with the organizations to protect the IP at the internal level. I mean, patent and all is just a part of the overall thing. I mean, if you go through this, you will see so many things like big companies like Google, even they are pretty good in infringing the IPs, irrespective of what kind of law is there. Within India, I mean, even if you look at the FMCG product company, there was an issue between the Unilever and P&G, which is well famous. So they were basically buying out